Now, greetings, fellow grade 12s. It's Mr. Shajoy here, and welcome to Back to Basics. Look, now what we are going to be doing basically in this particular video, we are going to be starting a basic introduction of our arithmetic sequence, right? So we are just going to be understanding in terms of what is an arithmetic sequence and understanding all the nitty-gritties that involves the arithmetic sequence, right? I think the arithmetic word, I think it's just a word that is just flamboyant, but in simple essence, these arithmetic simply means linear, right? And I know that you yourself, you definitely know what is going to be your linear pattern, right? Because you were, familiarized with your linear pattern in your grade 10, which was given by the formula of Tn is equals to An plus your B, right? So basically, this was the formula which you were familiarized with in your grade 10, right? But now, because we are in our grade 12, right? We are going to try and, move the bar a little bit higher, right? Now, we are saying now, firstly, we are having what we call our arithmetic sequence. And our arithmetic sequence, basically, it is now given by the formula Tn is equals to A plus open bracket n subtract 1 close bracket your D. Out again. And now, what is important to take note of, it is that firstly, this A here, right? This A here basically represent your what? Your A here, it represents your first term, right? So this is going to be your first term that you find in your what? In your sequence, right? And the N here, the N represents the position of the term, right? Altogether. So which means it can represent the first, the second, the third position of basically what? Of our term. And the D here, it represents your what? It represents your common difference, right? It represents your common difference. Altogether. Or, to put this in much simpler ways, basically your D here, you can say it represents what? It represents your constant difference altogether, so that you'd understand that the difference that is in here needs to be constant, right? So basically, this is going to be the nitty-gritties of this. And the Tn here represent your what? Your Tn here represent your term value, right? These basically represent your term value. So this is going to be your what? Your newly established formula for an arithmetic sequence, which is almost the same with this particular formula, but now this is the one that you are going to be using particularly here in our grade 12, right? And now we are saying for example, now here in this arithmetic sequence, basically now it is given by this. We are saying you are going to have your first term, your term 1, you are also going to have your term 2, and you are also going to have your term what? Your term 3. And these particular terms, right? Remember your term 1, it is going to be given by A. And now whenever you are moving to your second term, it's going to be your first term, which is A, plus the difference between your term 2 and your term 1, right? And which means this is going to be your term 2, right? And when you're moving to your third term, basically your third term is going to be given by what? It is going to be also given by A plus what now? It is going to be your 2D now. Okay, let's say we're adding our fourth term, right? I think by now you can see that your term 4 now, the formula that is going to be given by term 4, now it's going to be A plus your 3D. Right. So now what we are saying, basically, we are saying now, for example, if you can now, let's say you want to understand or you want to find out the differences, isn't it that you can say, if you can subtract your term 2 to your term 1, remember we said your constant common difference, basically, it's given by what? It is basically given when you're having term 2 subtract term 1, and it is equally the same when you're saying term 3 subtract term 2, right? So which means now if you can check, if you can say A plus D subtract your A, the answer when you can say, let's say you are saying A plus D subtract your A, you can see that the A's and the A's are going to cancel. You are going to have the D, right? Similarly here, even if you can move to term 2 to term 3 and say now A plus 2D subtract your what? Your A plus D. The answer that you are going to get here, the A is going to cancel the A. The 2D is going to subtract here. You're going to be left with what? With D. Out again. So basically, that is going to be the difference that you're going to have in there, right? So basically, this is just, you know, the general understanding of what we regard as our what? As our arithmetic sequence, right? Now, I want you to take note of this now. Let's make up our space here because I want you just to take note of this. Now, we are saying from a arithmetic sequence, right? We also have what we call now an arithmetic series, right? But we are going to understand what is an arithmetic series through this particular example, right? Now, we are saying for an example now in here, let's say you are given that I give you the pattern. I say you have your 2, you have your 3, you have your 5, you have your 8, and you have your 11, right? Now we are saying firstly, start by finding the difference between these, and then you are finding what we want you to basically find out the general term of these particular, you know, sequence. What is it that you are going to do? You are going to simply say 3 subtract your 5. Rather, this is me, look at me making the mistake here. We are saying this is what? This is 2, 5, 8, 11, right? So we are saying you are having your 2, 5, 8, 11. Now, what is going to be the difference here? You are going to say now 5 subtract 2. What is going to be 5 subtract 2? You are going to get your 3. And then when you are saying 8 subtract your what? 8 subtract your 5. What is it that you're going to get? You are going to get your 3. And when you're saying 11 subtract your 8, you're going to get your 3. So basically, this is going to represent your what? This is going to represent your D. And now finding the general term of these is basically going to be what you're going to say now. Tn is going to be given by what? Tn is now going to be given by A plus open bracket and subtract 1 close bracket D. Now, what is the A? The A represents your first term, and your first term in here, it is given by 2. So this is going to be 2 plus open bracket the n subtract 1, and the difference that we found here, we said it is positive 3. And now you'll realize that now the Tn that you are going to find here, this is going to be same as 2 plus 3n subtracts your 3, which means basically the Tn that you're going to have here, it's going to be same as 3n subtract your 1, right? So basically now this is going to be your general term of this particular what? Of this particular sequence. Now we are saying not only do you have the sequence, but we have this which we call a what? The series, the general or rather an arithmetic what? An arithmetic series. Right? Now basically a series, it's when, you know, it's a continuation of everything, right? So now instead of you having these as your general sequence, a series is basically now when you're having 2 plus 5 plus 8, you know, this is plus 8 plus 11 as your what? As your series, which means basically it's when you're having your sum here, which is going to be the what? The addition, right? And now when you're looking now for the general term of this particular series, now firstly, a series, it is given by what? It is given by the formula of Sn is equals to you know, n over 2 open brackets 2 plus rather 2a plus open bracket n subtract 1 close bracket your D. Out again. So basically, this is the Sn that we are given for our series, or whenever we want to calculate our series. And we also have another formula for our series, which is given by Sn, which is equals to what? N over 2 open bracket what? Your A plus your what? Plus your L. But this one, basically, you use this one when you are having your what? When you are having your first term, and when you also know what is going to be your last term of your particular sequence. Out again. So which means on this particular one, the only one that you are going to do, we are going to use the Sn one, this one, right? And if we want to use the Sn now, we are going to say, look, if we want you to find out what is going to be the general, or rather what is going to be the general term of our series now, what is it that you are going to do? Let's just remove this one here so that we can substitute in our formula, right? Now, what is basically we are going to use here? We are going to say, look, now here you are going to have n over 2, open brackets, 2. Remember the a, it still represents your first term, and your first term is going to be your what? Your 2. So this is going to be same as 2 into 2 plus your n subtract 1, and your d still represent your difference, which is going to be your 3, right? And then now you close this particular bracket, and what is going to be this? Now this is same as n over 2, open bracket, this is going to be 4, plus this is going to be same as 3n subtract your 3. Are we together? And now when you're continuing, this is n over 2, then you open your bracket, this is same as what? This is going to be same as your 3n, and then this is going to be same as your plus 1, if I'm not mistaken, because it's 4, subtract your 3. So basically, now this is going to be the general term of our series that we are going to have in here. Out again. So basically, this is just the basic difference when it comes to the what? Then arithmetic sequence and also your arithmetic series. Hopefully this makes sense to you. And thank you very much.